Welcome back to my channel, Pocket Change Coins. If you're excited about finding hidden gems in your pocket change, you're in the right place. First, we're going to uncover some of the most valuable and rare US coins that could be worth a fortune. Let's dive in. We're diving into one of the most intriguing coins in the history of the US Mint, the 2007 D-Wamping State Quarter. You might be wondering, what makes this particular quarter so special? Well, stick around as we uncover the fascinating history, design, and value of this coin that could very well be hiding a small fortune. Let's kick things off by discussing the 2007 D-Wamping Quarter's place in the United States Mint's famous 50 State Quarters program. This program was launched in 1999 and ran for 10 years, with each state getting its own unique quarter design. For the 50th and final quarter in the series, the state of Wamping, yes, you heard that right, joined the ranks of the others in 2007. This quarter represented a pivotal moment in the coin series, as it was the last of its kind. And as with every coin in the series, the design was carefully crafted to capture the essence of Wamping and its historical significance. Wamping, a state founded in 1890, may not have the same widespread recognition as some of the larger or more famous states in the Union, but it has a deep, rich history all its own. The coin's reverse side features a stunning design showcasing the iconic Wamping landscape. You'll notice the depiction of a majestic mountain range stretching across the horizon, with a serene river flowing through the valley below. The mountains symbolize the ruggedness and resilience of the state, while the river represents its connection to nature and the lifeblood of its economy. But what truly sets this coin apart is the unique feature that's found on many Wamping state quarters: the design flaw. This is where things get really interesting. The 2007 D-Wamping Quarter is one of those coins that comes with a very rare and valuable minting error that makes it incredibly sought after by collectors. Many of these coins were struck with a distinct error in the design, particularly around the mountain range on the reverse side. The error makes part of the mountain appear as though it was wamped or distorted in a way that wasn't intended by the mint. This minor yet eye-catching mistake adds a unique value to the coin, making it incredibly rare and desirable. Now, you might be asking, what makes a minting error like this so important? Well, in the world of coin collecting, even the slightest imperfection can elevate a coin from being just a regular piece of currency to a highly valuable collectible. In this case, the distortion around the mountain range creates a one-of-a-kind piece that cannot be duplicated. Coins with minting errors are often viewed as rarities because they're the result of an unexpected mistake during production. The more distinctive and unusual the error, the more valuable the coin becomes to collectors. Of course, the condition of the coin also plays a significant role in its value. A coin that has been circulated widely will naturally show signs of wear and tear. Scratches, discoloration, and general usage can reduce the coin's worth. On the other hand, a coin that has been preserved in pristine condition, one that shows no signs of wear and retains its original shine, is much more valuable. The key is finding these coins in as close to mint condition as possible. For the Wamping Quarter, finding one that is uncirculated and has retained its original look is a rare and exciting discovery. Now, let's talk about how much a 2007 D-Wamping Quarter might actually be worth. We've already established that if the coin has a unique minting error, especially one that affects the mountain design, it could be worth a significant amount. However, even without a minting error, a 2007 D-Wamping Quarter in mint or near mint condition is still worth more than its face value, but the real kicker comes if you have a pristine example with the minting error. Coins like this, with their distinct flaw and limited availability, can reach astronomical prices on the collector's market. While most standard 2007 D-Wamping Quarters might be worth only a few dollars, those with the design flaw, especially if they are in near-perfect condition, can be worth a staggering $60,000. Yes, you heard that right, $60,000 for a single 25-cent coin. It's hard to believe, but this is the kind of value a rare minting error can bring to the right collector. Coins with unusual flaws like this one often become the centerpiece of collections, and their value continues to rise as more collectors become aware of their existence. If you think you might have one of these rare Wamping state quarters, make sure to take a close look. Examine the coin carefully, paying attention to any distortions or unusual features around the mountain range design. If you spot something that looks like a minting error, it's worth getting the coin professionally graded by an expert. Grading services like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, can provide an official assessment of the coin's condition and its potential value in the market. In conclusion, the 2007 D Wamping State Quarter is far more than just another coin from the 50 State Quarters program. With its beautiful design, rich history, and rare minting error, it holds the potential to be a valuable piece of American numismatic history. If you happen to have one of these quarters in your collection, or if you come across one while searching through your change, don't just write it off as a regular coin. You could be sitting on a rare treasure that might be worth $60,000. Second rare coin, we're talking about the 2000 D Virginia State Quarter. This little gem has a fascinating history and could be worth a surprising amount of money. You definitely don't want to miss this. The United States Mint's 50 State Quarters program was one of the most ambitious and exciting coin series ever produced. From 1999 to 2008, the U.S. Mint issued a series of quarters, each designed to honor one of the 50 states, each with its own unique imagery. These quarters were widely circulated, and each design captured a special piece of the state's history, culture, and achievements. Virginia, the birthplace of the nation, was the 10th state to join the Union, and its quarter was released in 2000. This coin symbolizes Virginia's significant role in the founding of the United States, as well as its rich history. If you've ever wondered why Virginia's quarter is so special, the answer lies in its design and the state's monumental contributions to the early years of America. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find a beautiful design showcasing a tribute to Virginia's history. The quarter features the image of the historic colonial-era sailing ship, the Susan Constant, which was one of the first English ships to sail to the shores of Virginia. This ship represents the state's founding and its key role in the early days of colonization and expansion. Along with the ship, you'll see the year 1607, marking the founding of the Jamestown colony, which was the first permanent English settlement in America. The design beautifully blends the symbolism of Virginia's founding with the image of the state's maritime history. What makes the 2000 D Virginia State Quarter so valuable? Well, for starters, let's talk about rarity. Like many of the other state quarters, the Virginia quarter was minted in large quantities, meaning they're not necessarily rare in and of themselves. However, the true value of this coin comes from its condition and the possibility of finding a quarter with a minting error. Let's take a deeper look. If you happen to find a 2000 D Virginia State Quarter in uncirculated condition, you're already looking at a piece that's worth more than just face value. Coins that have been in circulation for years can show wear, scratches, and discoloration, which all reduce the coin's value. But if you've kept your Virginia quarter in pristine condition, with no signs of damage, it can fetch a significant premium. The next thing to consider is the possibility of a minting error. In the world of numismatics, error coins are highly sought after because they're unique and can carry a huge premium. Minting errors can happen in a variety of ways. Some errors are obvious, like coins that are struck off-center or have design elements that appear doubled or misaligned. If you happen to have a 2000 D Virginia quarter with any of these types of errors, you could be holding a true treasure. Error coins are prized because they're one of a kind. Imagine owning a Virginia quarter that was struck with a major mistake in the design or minting process. These rare coins can be worth a fortune to collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for them. The more dramatic the error, the higher the price. Now, let's get to the exciting part. Just how much could a 2000 D Virginia State Quarter be worth? In typical cases, a well-maintained, uncirculated quarter could be worth a little more than face value, maybe a few dollars. However, when it comes to error coins or those in mint condition, the value skyrockets. A 2000 D Virginia State Quarter with a minting error, or one that has been carefully preserved in excellent condition, could be worth an impressive $50,000. Yes, you heard that right, $50,000 for a single quarter. It's not every day you come across a coin like this, so if you find one in your collection, it could be worth your time to have it professionally graded by a coin expert. To ensure you get the best value for your coin, consider submitting it to a professional grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. These services will assess the condition of your coin, check for any minting errors, and assign it a grade that reflects its true value. The higher the grade, the more you can expect to receive for the coin. In some cases, coins with certain errors or in impeccable condition have been known to fetch prices far beyond the expectations of collectors. In conclusion, the 2000 D Virginia State Quarter is much more than just a part of the 50 State Quarter series. It's a historical artifact that represents Virginia's foundational role in American history, and it's a coin that could be worth a fortune if you happen to find one in exceptional condition or with a minting error. If you have one of these quarters in your collection, or if you find one during your coin hunts, you could be looking at a treasure worth an incredible $50,000. Third expensive coin to take a closer look at the 1999 P New Jersey State Quarter, a coin that represents much more than just a part of the 50 State Quarter series. This quarter carries with it the story of the Garden State and could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Let's start with a bit of background. As part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, each state was honored with its own unique quarter design. Between 1999 and 2008, these quarters were issued, one state at a time, in the order that the states joined the Union. New Jersey's quarter was the third to be released, and its design captures a key moment in the state's history, the Battle of Trenton. The design on the reverse side of the 1999 P New Jersey quarter depicts George Washington crossing the Delaware River. This iconic image is tied to one of the most famous events in American history. On Christmas night in 1776, General George Washington led his troops across the icy Delaware River to attack the British forces in Trenton, New Jersey. This daring move turned the tide of the Revolutionary War and is remembered as a symbol of courage and perseverance. Along with the depiction of Washington's crossing, the design features the state motto, Liberty and Prosperity, and the year 1787, which is when New Jersey ratified the U.S. Constitution. This combination of imagery and text is a tribute to the state's role in the founding of the United States. But, you may be wondering, what makes this quarter so valuable? Well, like most coins in the 50 State Quarter series, the New Jersey quarter was minted in large quantities, so finding one in circulation is pretty easy. However, the real value comes from finding a well-preserved, uncirculated example or, even better, a quarter with a rare minting error. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. Most coins in circulation suffer from wear and tear. They can become scratched, discolored, or dented, which reduces their value. But coins that have been kept in mint condition, those that show no signs of use, are a different story. If you have a 1999 P New Jersey State Quarter in pristine condition, it could be worth far more than its face value. In fact, the value of a quarter like this can increase significantly depending on how well it has been preserved. Uncirculated examples, where the coin looks as if it just came out of the mint, are highly sought after by collectors. But the real magic happens if you have one with a minting error. Minting errors are one of the most exciting and lucrative aspects of coin collecting. A small mistake during the minting process can make a coin extremely rare and highly valuable. These errors can range from double dies, where parts of the design are struck multiple times, to off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned. Even minor errors can make a coin incredibly valuable because they are unique. If you happen to find a 1999 P New Jersey quarter with one of these minting errors, you could be holding onto something truly special. Now, let's talk numbers. If you happen to have a 1999 P New Jersey State Quarter that is in uncirculated condition or features a minting error, its value could easily reach upwards of $70,000. That's right, $70,000 for a single coin. It may sound unbelievable, but error coins and those in pristine condition are highly prized by collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for a rare find. If you're wondering how to tell if your coin is worth something special, it's all about the details. Look for any signs of wear, damage, or imperfections on the coin's surface. If your New Jersey quarter looks pristine, it's a good idea to have it professionally graded. Coin grading services, like PCGS or NGC, can evaluate the condition of your coin and give you an official grade. The higher the grade, the more it's worth. Coins with a grade of MS 65 or higher are especially valuable. If your quarter has a minting error, the value could skyrocket even further. In the world of numismatics, error coins are highly collectible. Some errors are more obvious than others, but even small details, like a slightly misaligned image or a doubled inscription, can make a huge difference in the coin's value. If you find that your 1999 New Jersey quarter has one of these errors, you may want to get it appraised by a professional before deciding to sell it. Another important factor to consider is the rarity of the coin. While the 1999 New Jersey quarter was minted in large numbers, most of them were used in everyday transactions and have suffered from wear and damage. The number of coins that are still in mint condition or feature rare minting errors is much smaller, which is what makes them so valuable. As we wrap up today's video, remember that coin collecting is all about discovering hidden treasures and uncovering the stories behind these small pieces of history. The 1999 New Jersey State quarter may look like just another coin in your pocket, but it could be worth far more than you realize. Whether it's an uncirculated example or a rare minting error, this coin could be worth an incredible $70,000. Especially, coin is the 2021 Tuskegee Airman Quarter. This coin is a part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program and is one of the most celebrated coins to be released in recent years. But beyond its striking design, this quarter carries with it a deep connection to American history, making it highly sought after by collectors. The Tuskegee Airman Quarter commemorates a group of American heroes whose courage, resilience, and determination played a pivotal role during World War II. The Tuskegee Airmen were the first African American military aviators in the U.S. Army Air Corps. Despite facing racial discrimination and prejudice, these men proved themselves to be exceptional pilots, earning respect and admiration from their peers. They participated in some of the most significant aerial combat missions during the war and helped pave the way for integration in the U.S. military. Their legacy continues to inspire countless individuals to this day. The 2021 Tuskegee Airman Quarter features a powerful design that reflects their bravery and legacy. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find a depiction of a Tuskegee Airman silhouette in front of a red tail of a P-51 Mustang aircraft, which was the plane most commonly associated with the Tuskegee Airmen. This iconic image is surrounded by the words Tuskegee Airmen and the year 1941. Below the image, the coin also features the state and national parks that honor the Tuskegee Airmen, cementing the importance of their contributions to American history. Now, let's talk about why this coin is so valuable in the world of numismatics. While it may seem like just another modern quarter at first glance, the Tuskegee Airman Quarter is far from ordinary. This coin is part of a limited series of commemorative quarters, and the 2021 release is significant for several reasons. First, the Tuskegee Airmen were an incredibly important group of individuals in American history. Their story represents triumph over adversity and serves as a reminder of the ongoing fight for equality and justice in the U.S. Second, the Tuskegee Airman Quarter was released in relatively limited quantities compared to the more widely circulated quarters, and it quickly became a collector's item. Coins from the America the Beautiful Quarters program are not just made for regular circulation. Instead, they are designed to honor important moments in American history and the natural beauty of the country, and many of them become valuable over time, especially those in pristine condition. Speaking of condition, let's talk about what makes this coin worth a lot of money. Like all coins, the value of the 2021 Tuskegee Airman Quarter is heavily influenced by its condition. If you happen to come across one that is uncirculated or in near-perfect condition, then you've got yourself a real treasure. Coins that have been well preserved, with little to no signs of wear, are highly sought after by collectors and can command premium prices. In fact, some examples of this quarter, especially those that are graded as MS 65 or higher, can be worth significantly more than their face value. In addition to pristine condition, another factor that can increase the value of this coin is the rarity of certain minting errors. Minting errors, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or incorrect die usage, can make a coin incredibly rare. A simple mistake during the minting process could result in a coin being vastly different from the others, and that makes it especially desirable to collectors. If you have a 2021 Tuskegee Airman quarter with a noticeable minting error, it could be worth far more than you might think. Coins with these types of errors are incredibly valuable because they are one-of-a-kind pieces. They are often seen as treasures in the numismatic world, and their rarity is what drives up the price. Error coins are in high demand among collectors because they tell a different story, one that's unique compared to the standard, mass-produced versions. Now, here comes the big question: how much is the 2021 Tuskegee Airman quarter really worth? Well, the truth is, this coin's value can vary greatly depending on its condition and whether it features any minting errors. But if you happen to have a well-preserved, uncirculated version, or better yet, a coin with a rare minting error, you could be holding a coin worth a staggering $30,000, that's right, $30,000. For a single quarter. It may sound unbelievable, but when you take into account the historical significance, limited mintage, and potential for minting errors, it's not hard to see why collectors would be willing to pay a premium for a coin like this. If you're a collector or just someone who loves exploring the fascinating world of rare coins, it's always a good idea to check your change carefully. You never know what hidden gems might be waiting in your pocket, and the 2021 Tuskegee Airman quarter is just one of many coins that could be worth far more than you might expect. So, what should you do if you think you have a valuable Tuskegee Airman quarter on your hands? The best advice is to get your coin professionally graded. Grading services, such as PCGS or NGC, can give you an official grade, which can help you determine its value in the marketplace. If your coin is graded highly and has an exceptional history, its worth could be even greater. That's it for today's coin journey. I hope this video opened your eyes to the incredible value hidden in the 2021 Tuskegee Airman quarter. Whether it's a piece of history or just an exceptionally well-preserved coin, this quarter could be worth a life-changing amount of money. So, always keep an eye on your pocket change. You never know when you might find a coin worth $30,000. Next coin, we're going to talk about a coin that has captured the attention of collectors and history buffs alike, the 1999 Massachusetts State Quarter. This coin, part of the 50 State Quarters program, is not just a piece of currency, but a representation of an iconic moment in American history. If you're a collector or even just a fan of numismatics, this quarter is one you'll want to pay attention to, especially because it could be worth way more than its face value. In case you didn't know, the U.S. Mint released a series of state quarters between 1999 and 2008, each honoring a different state. The Massachusetts State Quarter was part of the series' first batch, and it carries a significant historical nod to the state's rich heritage. It was released in 1999, and this coin holds a lot more value than many people might realize. Now, let's dive into why this quarter is so special. First, let's take a look at the design. The reverse side of the Massachusetts State Quarter features an image of the Old North Church in Boston, with a rider on horseback, most likely a representation of Paul Revere. The phrase, "the Bay State," is written above the church, as Massachusetts is often referred to by this nickname. The design highlights an iconic moment from American history, Paul Revere's famous midnight ride during the American Revolution. This was when he warned the American colonists of the British Army's approach, a pivotal event in the lead-up to the Revolutionary War. Now, why is this coin so valuable? While the 1999 Massachusetts State Quarter was produced in large quantities, its value has increased over time due to several factors. Firstly, let's talk about rarity. Although millions of these coins were minted, finding one in excellent, uncirculated condition is much rarer than you might think. Coins that were used in circulation, as most of these were, often show signs of wear, scratches, discoloration, and even dents. But coins that remain in pristine, uncirculated condition are highly prized among collectors. This is where the value starts to soar. Another factor to consider is the demand for this specific quarter. As part of the 50 State Quarters program, the Massachusetts coin holds special appeal for collectors who are looking to complete their sets or add historical pieces to their collections. Given the historical importance of the state and its contribution to the American Revolution, many people find that the Massachusetts coin has a deep cultural significance that makes it even more valuable. Coins that are not only rare but also tied to important events tend to fetch higher prices, what makes this particular quarter even more intriguing is the potential for minting errors. Minting errors can occur during the production process, and when they do, the result is a coin that's quite different from the standard issue. These errors could include things like double strikes, off-center prints, or even misaligned designs. These types of mistakes are incredibly rare, and when discovered, they are highly sought after by collectors. If you happen to have a Massachusetts state quarter with a minting error, you could be sitting on a true treasure. Now, what is the value of the 1999 Massachusetts state quarter? Well, as with all coins, the value depends on its condition and whether it has any errors or unique features. A regular, circulated Massachusetts state quarter is worth about its face value, 25 cents. But, if you have an uncirculated coin, the value could be much higher, especially if it's in pristine condition or has been graded highly by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. But here's the big revelation: a Massachusetts state quarter in exceptional condition, or with a rare minting error, could be worth $53,000. Yes, you heard that right. $53,000 for a single coin. Imagine having a quarter that's worth more than most people's cars, or even a down payment on a house. This is what makes the world of coin collecting so thrilling, the chance to find hidden treasures where you least expect them. So, what should you do if you think you found a valuable Massachusetts state quarter? The first step is to carefully inspect it. Check for any imperfections or signs of wear. Look for any unique features that might indicate a minting error. If the coin looks in great condition, it's definitely worth getting it graded by a professional service. A certified grade will not only confirm its value but will also give you an official record of its condition, which can significantly increase its value. If you come across a rare Massachusetts quarter, whether it's from an uncirculated batch or one that's been struck with an error, you could be holding on to something worth thousands of dollars. It's always a good idea to do some research or talk to an expert before making any decisions on selling or keeping your coins. The 1999 Massachusetts state quarter is just one example of how something seemingly ordinary, like a quarter, can hold immense historical value and be worth more than you could ever imagine. So, the next time you get change, take a second look at that quarter. It could just be the key to unlocking a small fortune. Last unique coin, we're taking you on a fascinating journey through both American history and natural beauty, captured in one small but powerful piece of metal, the 2014 P. Arches National Park quarter. You might have seen this quarter in your change, spent it without thinking, or maybe even set it aside for its striking design. But what if I told you this coin, minted less than a decade ago, could actually be worth far more than just 25 cents? That's right, this coin is part of a very special collection known as the America the Beautiful Quarters program, launched by the U.S. Mint in 2010. Each coin in this series honors a different national park or historic site across the United States. And the 2014 Arches quarter, minted in Philadelphia and marked with a small P, is one of the most admired of the series, not just for its artistic design, but also for the story it tells and, as we'll reveal later, the potential value it might hold for collectors like you. So let's start by appreciating the design. The reverse side of the coin showcases the breathtaking delicate arch, one of the most iconic natural landmarks not only in Utah, but in the entire country. This naturally formed arch of red rock is set against the backdrop of the La Salle Mountains, capturing the essence of Arches National Park in stunning detail. If you've ever been to Utah or seen photos of this majestic landmark, you know exactly why it was chosen to represent the state in this series. The delicate arch is more than just a beautiful rock formation, it's a symbol of endurance, patience, and natural wonder. It was carved over millions of years by wind, water, and time. And the coin itself is a reminder of the power of nature, and how the United States has worked to preserve such breathtaking sites through its national park system. On the front, or obverse side, of the coin is the familiar image of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan, which appears on all quarters. But it's the reverse design that gives this coin its unique identity. Now, let's get into the exciting part: why this coin might be worth far more than its face value. Even though millions of these quarters were minted, not all of them are created equal. The coin we're focusing on today, the 2014 Arches quarter minted in Philadelphia, is particularly interesting for collectors because of two key reasons. condition and potential minting errors. You see, most coins go into circulation, where they get scratched, worn down, and lose their luster. But some coins never make it into circulation. They might come straight from mint rolls or collector's sets, staying crisp and untouched. These coins are what collectors call uncirculated, and when they are graded in top condition, especially grades like MS-65 or higher, they can become extremely valuable. But what really grabs attention in the collector world are coins with minting errors. These are rare accidents during the coin production process, things like double strikes, off-center prints, missing elements, or even mismatched planchets. An error turns an ordinary coin into something truly unique. And yes, there have been verified cases of arches quarters with such anomalies. Imagine finding a coin in your change that was struck twice, or printed off-center, or even created with the wrong metal composition. To an untrained eye, these might look like defects. But to collectors, they're golden opportunities, mistakes that make a coin one of a kind. And because these errors are so rare, collectors are willing to pay big money to get their hands on one. What's more, the 2014 Arches Quarter also appeals to a specific group of collectors who focus solely on the America the Beautiful series. Many of them aim to collect not just one of each quarter, but every known variation: proof coins, silver coins, error coins, and high-grade business strikes. That kind of demand keeps the value of standout coins high, especially those from the earlier years of the series. Now, you might be wondering, how can you know if your quarter is worth something? Start by checking the condition. If your 2014 Arches Quarter still has a strong luster, no signs of wear, and sharp, defined edges, it might be uncirculated. Take a close look with a magnifying glass, or better yet, have it examined by a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. These services can give your coin a certified grade, and that grade plays a big role in determining its value on the market. Also, look carefully for anything that seems unusual. Are the letters slightly doubled? Is the design off-center? Does it feel lighter or heavier than usual? Even small irregularities could indicate a mint error, which dramatically increases value. So now, for the moment you've been waiting for, just how much could a 2014 Arches Quarter be worth if it's uncirculated or features a rare minting error? Believe it or not, a rare version of this quarter has sold to collectors for as much as $13,000. Yes, you heard that right. $13,000. For a single quarter. That's the kind of unexpected treasure that can turn an everyday coin into a once-in-a-lifetime find. So don't underestimate the coins in your pocket. Take the time to inspect them, learn their stories, and understand their value. You might be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. Thanks for joining us today on this exciting exploration of the 2014 Arches Quarter. If you enjoyed this video and want to uncover more rare coins and surprising stories, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a discovery. Until next time, happy collecting, and may your next quarter be worth $13,000.